Good morning, everybody. I'm Go Beer, Go Home. This is the Sunday brunch kit builds. As per usual, every Sunday morning, I hop on here live for a couple of hours, and I build kits. I'm still working on this blast furnace here, but I think this is going to be the last week that I do work on this kit. So next week we will switch things up and we'll open up a brand new kit. There's a lot of things that I still need for this kit, and it's just not allowing me to go much further than what I'm already at until I'm able to get more spray paint. I'm all out of masking tape and whatnot to be able to paint certain things. I have to tape off certain things, and I'm all out of all of that. So I'll start building a new kit next week, and hopefully that should carry me on into next month. So. But that's cool. It's it'll be something different, right? We'll do a different kit. I've been working on this one for just about a month or a little over a month, I think. So, and good morning, guys. Thanks for joining us today. So there's a couple of you there already. And if anybody wants to join us, keeping it all train related. If you're working on a kit, working on the layout, doing a train project, there is a link that I put into the chat there. Go ahead and you can join us. You'll pop up on my end here, and then I can let you join us on the stream here. So this section here that I've been working on, this is the back section with the tanks, and then we've got it's somewhat of an elevator here for people to come up, and then obviously the walkway. There's supposed to be some parts that come down here, just ladders and walkways and whatnot. This is already all painted, which is good, right? Like I still have to paint the railing, the safety railing up here, but I do need to do some painting on here as well. And this front part, it's not attached yet. It's not attached because I still have to add more to it. And there's a section here that we're going to work on today. It's all piping, and it's just goes behind this piece here, but in front of the bigger tanks. So we're going to work on that. And there's another big tank, as you can see right here, that also attaches to these ones. It needs some legs, it needs some piping, and then of course it'll need some paint as well, but I'm all out of this oxidized red. So again, I won't be able to do too much, but I'll try to get as much done as I can. We have joining us again this week, we've got Bubs. How's it going?
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good, good. Tired, but good. Are you working on your locomotive today?
Yeah, I'm finishing the back half of that.
Right on, right on. And I guess for those who didn't join us last week, Brandon here, he has a Kato locomotive that he's been adding detail parts to, and it already has all the DCC and sound and lights and whatnot that he's added there to it. But now it's all about the finer things, all the detail parts, the railings. And are you adding grab irons as well?
Yeah, the grab irons will probably go on last this afternoon.
Ah, right on. Cool, cool. So he's going to work away at that, and I'm going to work away at this. If anybody else wants to join us, then you're definitely welcome to. The link is in the chat there, and you can just jump right up there and let me know, and we'll let you in on the stream. I'm running out of supplies, Brandon.
Like what? Like glue, or what do you need?
Masking tape. I'm all
you should be able to go get that still.
I don't even know. It feels like I haven't left my house in forever. I'm all out of the oxidized red, which I need for most of these tanks and whatnot. So yeah, and I tried contacting Lowe's because that's my supplier for the oxidized red. Yeah. And they don't even want me to do curbside pickup with it. I guess it's because it's a $7 can, and they're like, who cares? But But either way,
Here. Oh well. What can you
yeah,
do?
it is what it is. I managed to find a couple of the sprues here already that has the stuff that I'm looking for. So it won't take me as long to pop some of the stuff out.
Okay.
But I'm going to be careful with it because it's all small stuff.
Well, of course, you don't want to risk it. I thought I almost lost an MU hose this morning.
Oof.
Flew out of my tweezers and went somewhere on the. I thought it went on the ground, but luckily it just was on the table, just hidden behind the TV remote.
Ah. Yeah, I can't even tell you how many times I've lost like little grab irons or stuff like that. What do you think of the rubber MU hoses?
I actually like them from Atherin. It's so that they don't break. I like that.
Yeah. Now I can't say I've ever broken like an MU hose, but it's definitely good that they're a little bit more, I guess, on the stronger side now. If they're rubber, got a bit more flex to them. Okay, so I'm just creating the legs more or less for this tank here.
Yeah.
And there's these cross sections that I've popped out that basically support the legs.
Okay.
And I have no idea where the legs are. So.
What? They're not in the box?
Oh, they're. I'm sure they're there somewhere. They're just well hidden. So I'm really excited because I have 2 tracks now that go. Well, you know how the way my layout goes, right? Like it starts at one end, goes all the way around to the other end, and then comes back to go up again.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, I've got the 2 sets of tracks coming from the helix right now, and they go all the way to, you know, where the bridge is?
Yeah.
That cool bridge I got?
Yeah.
Both of them are basically at about that point.
Oh, nice.
So I literally am so close to having a full loop on the second level now. So close. So close.
No, that's good to hear, man.
It's going to be nice to run trains soon.
Definitely.
Good morning, Wicked Insanity. So what part are you working on right now?
Working on the ladders, just working on some of the grab irons here on the side that have to go up.
Ah, okay.
though it's a little bit hectic because some pieces do go flying.
Yep, true. Are you using like a fine scale tweezer for that, or?
Oh yeah, I actually grabbed these out of my room because even though these ones are great, they don't hold the piece in place.
Mm. No, those are like are those the reverse tweezers?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, right on. Hey, Sparky, how's it going? Good morning to you. So for those who are just joining us, this is my last week doing this kit here. We're gonna trade it up for another kit next week, and I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure which kit I'm going to do. I've got all 5 of these steel mill kits now, which is awesome. And I have another kit that's on the way. I'm not going to talk about it yet. I know Brandon knows. Brandon knows everything.
I'm not saying anything.
I know Brandon knows, but yeah. So I've got another kit that's on the way that I think is neat, personally. But yeah, I have to save that for a mail call or whatever when that comes in next month or something. Whenever it gets here.
Yeah, some of these wipers as well, they are hard to put in.
I think I found it. 83. Number 83. Bingo. And of course it goes flying.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Gotta love it.
Oh, there it is. It's probably one of those times where wearing a bib when doing this might come in handy because it'll catch everything.
That or putting this in actually a full box, as in like an enclosed area where stuff will fly, but it stays in the area.
That's true. That's true. That would be very helpful. Okay, so we've got another one. So now that we know for sure that the deal is closed with KCS and CN, what are your thoughts on that?
I think, well, CN already has the Illinois Central.
Yeah.
But now they got 2 lines going down south, and I've got a funny feeling that one line's not going to be useful anymore. They won't use it as much, and probably they may shut it down. We don't know. I can't really say, so it's just
Yeah, it's
congrats on. I say congrats on CN.
I agree. It is definitely a good thing for them to acquire, but like for 33 mil, is it
33
worth
billion?
Wait, billion or million?
Billion.
Oof. Wow, even worse. I think one of those routes there, it can't even handle intermodal though, or something. From what I hear.
I like which one? The Illinois Central?
No, the KCS.
Oh.
So basically, what they would, it has to do with like clearance and whatnot, and tunnels. So they would have to actually repurpose a full line just to be able to run intermodal.
Huh.
Which would definitely open it up, and it would definitely update things. And it sounds like they obviously have a lot of work ahead of them, but still neat either way.
Oh, yeah. And also, I found out from Botrack, I got news about them.
Oh yeah, yeah. You were telling me.
And the building.
Yeah.
So they are still running there. The building's not shutting down. They just fixed the roof. So I think they just shut down the kitchen and dining area.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it. But the place has still been upgraded. So it's still going to be used. From what I heard, the dining hall is going to be turned into a giant indoor soccer field.
So the upstairs is going to be a soccer field?
Yeah, they're going to put turf down from what I heard.
Weird. Huh. Because isn't the downstairs basically like that too?
Yeah, it's a small one, but I mean, they're going to do a bigger one upstairs.
Yeah. So people have a bit of context here for what we're referring to. The Ottawa HO scale, the HO-Track, basically their club, or what has been their club, has been in a building, and this building is a soccer club in Ottawa. Perry knows. And so basically there's 2 floors. There's the basement, which I'm pretty sure that's like a pub that's in there, right?
Yeah, it's a little bar.
And then there's a room which is turfed, which is where...
It is the dart room as well.
Yeah. So it's a dart room that's turfed, and that's where HO-Track normally sets up their modular layout. And which is neat. It's a good amount of space. I wonder if they're still going to do the the train show. Well, not the train shows, but like the swap meets.
Well,
upstairs.
The swap meet was run by Ovar,
Yeah.
the Ottawa Valley group, but they're not in the building anymore, from what I heard.
They're not.
Yeah.
So does that mean?
Apparently, though, they are looking for a space to continue their meets. I just don't know where.
So does that mean we still have to go to Arnprior for a somewhat okay train show?
I hope so. I don't even know what's happening with Arnprior. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah. If I can find the right resources and get enough people together, then I wouldn't mind hosting one. I know it was something that was on the back burner a couple of years ago, because I had gathered a bunch of contacts and whatnot, and it was something that I was going to do, because there is and I can tell you the building, in Canada, there is a indoor soccer field. It's the Bellplex.
Okay.
And that's where I was looking at holding it.
Huh.
Because I do have some connections at Bell, obviously, because I work for Bell.
Yeah.
And it's something that I was in talks with them about. But then with everything happening pandemic-wise, it just moved to the farthest back burner possible.
Oh.
Because I'm like, yeah, I don't know. That won't go well. That won't sit well with a lot of people.
Okay.
But just to kind of give you an idea, there was that.
Ah.
Yeah. So I'm finally getting legs on this tank, which is good.
No, nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, now Perry says it's the show to be at for sure.
It is.
But is it?
What, Armfire?
Yeah.
Well, for the area, it is.
For the area. I mean, I've been to a couple of decent ones, like out in Toronto and whatnot, and the Woodstock one. Is it Woodstock? Yeah, Woodstock. Woodstock is pretty good too. You can barely move in those ones.
Well, yeah, it's because it's because of this where it is.
Yeah. Did you have you ever been to the one at the Smiths Falls when they hold it at the train museum?
No, I've never been to that one.
Yeah, it's a lot lower key of a show, and the space is very
tight.
Tight.
From what I heard,
we'll say tight. You guys wouldn't be able to fit your layout, that's for sure. Actually, it would go from one building outside and possibly into another building, is what you guys could do. The Kingston show is okay. I went there a couple of times. Is it worth the 2-hour drive? Yeah, it's hard to say. The Brampton one, they call it the Greater Toronto one now, but
yeah,
that one was okay. But that's the one that I always used to go to. So.
Well, that was the first time I went to a couple of years ago, so. I don't know. I like Armfire because, well, one, it's local. Two, it's starting to get bigger, which is nice.
Yeah, that's true.
Like when I went to the first one, they held it in the curling club, and they only used half of the club, the arena. Yeah. When they ran it again the next year, which was our first year going,
yeah,
they used the entire place.
Oh wow.
Yeah. The third year was when they moved it to the arena, and then the fourth year they used 2 rooms at the arena.
Yeah.
So it was getting bigger and bigger, and everyone liked it.
Perry's saying that the Morrisburg show is not too bad. I don't know where Morrisburg is. You'll have to help me with that one.
Morrisburg or Long Sault? Is that the one you're talking about, Perry?
He says free to get in, which is decent.
Well, Armfire was, yeah.
Yeah.
If he's talking about the Long Sault one, that one actually had an admission fee each day. Yeah, it was a $5 admission fee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was the one in Long Sault.
I really liked when the Ottawa show did. They were in Rockland. Did you ever go to that?
No, I never did.
It was really nice. That was a drive. A drive out to Rockland. But yeah, totally worth it. I mean, it was in a hockey arena style thing.
I remember the year before Rockland, they actually had it at the Expo Center, that new one right by the airport.
Yep. That place is expensive.
Yeah, it was. I think that was the first show we ever decided to try and show the public who we were.
Yeah. It's hard to believe that some train shows are already up and running again.
Oh yeah, just gotta wait.
I don't want to wait.
I know you don't, but you're gonna have to.
Yeah, it sucks, but yeah. How did that whole virtual club thing go with you guys? Like, is that still going on?
It's going on good, yeah.
Yeah. Is it still? Does it still happen?
Yeah, it's actually it happened this weekend. I was supervising a new engineer.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could actually, if you still wanted to join the club, you could still do that. You could it's just getting a few of your operations done.
Yeah.
And then once we move back into the building, it would be a lot quicker to get the rest done.
Yeah. I don't know. I might wait on it just for the fact that there's already so much going on right now. So.
No, I know.
But I like the option.
Chris is building more of his steelworks kits. Steel mill.
That's the section basically I'm working on right now. Yeah, the blast furnace. I've been working on this thing every Sunday for like about a month. So next week I'm going to start a new kit because I'm out of certain supplies that I need to be able to continue doing this thing. So we might pick it back up in the future down the road or whatever, but it's not really a huge deal. Just like hanging out every Sunday and building kits and rocking trains, you know?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's how we do. Well, Dwight, there was a small fire. Nah, not too much. We're just building away. I've added legs here and supports to one of my tanks, and Bubs is adding detail parts to his Kato locomotive there. All in all, good start. Good start.
Oh yeah.
And again, if anybody else wants to join, just for kicks, train talk and whatnot. If you're building a kit, if you're working on your layout, I posted the link for the live there in the chat. Always a fire. Is it a dumpster fire or is it a fire? And we've got Wicked. How's it going?
Oh, we have someone new coming in?
Yep. And we got Wicked.
How you doing, Wicked?
Oh, I got to mute. Hang on.
I hear you. You're good.
Sound is good.
I didn't want the echo, you know.
Ah.
I got to stand up and point my camera over there to get a better view. just so I can
Yeah.
show you what I've done. Hang on. Okay, but don't stand up and point the camera that way. You know, all you're gonna see is the bright glare from my LED lights. You know.
All
Anyway,
good. It happens.
come on. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
It
gonna
only
go
took
full
me about a
screen for you.
year, 20 minutes at a time. You know. There we go.
Well, that's all you need.
Yeah, the buildings are not in proper places, obviously, but you know, I've been painting them.
Looks good.
Got
Yeah.
some. Thank you. I
But,
think it kind of did. Do you think I nailed the limestone look?
oh, it looks very well done.
Oh yeah.
Many layers of different paints.
Oh
Some
yeah.
dry, you know, like what do you want to call it? You know, wet on wet and whatnot.
Is that the Woodland Scenics? Like you get the box set?
Scenic Red, yes, sir. You're right.
Looks familiar.
Yeah. Of course, I made it my own because I used Cato Track and then other stuff. You know, more rock casting than they called for. So,
Okay.
you know.
Now, with the Cato track, it's ballasted for you. But do you ballast over that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
find
there's
it
many
work?
ways. Many ways you can do it. I basically you know how do you cattle ballast because you know it was looking it's almost a perfect match to the plastic, but then you know I just put it on there nicely with a little spoon.
Yep.
And then I I doctored up the whatever it is. There's seating cement. I added white glue to it.
Yep.
And then I got it in place, and then put alcohol down the middle of the track, right?
Yep.
And then I had those little droppers that I got, you know, pipettes. I think that's what they're called.
Yep.
I got 200 on my only needed 3.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
You know, yeah, well, you never know. But
Hey,
anyway,
exactly.
for $11, you can't go wrong.
Nope.
Nope.
No, not at all.
And of course, the day after they showed up, I was getting my chemo port flushed, you know.
Yep.
And the nurse, I go, "You gonna throw those away, the unused ones?" Of course they do. So she gave them to me. So I have those now too. You know, these little jobs. I think I could read them. They never had needles on them, and they never will. But you know, they're like kind of cool. Take one out of the bag here. What the hell? It's got a little pocket on it. I didn't know that. Anyway, these will be useful for something somewhere along the line. Like
Oh yeah. Okay.
yeah. I plan on using those, but the pipettes works pretty good. So yeah, just put the and then you know, I plan on you know painting the outside of the layout like army green or something. You know, when I go to Ace, when I actually have money again, you know.
It's funny how when we like as model railroaders and you know when we're building and whatnot, we'll see something that you use on a daily basis, even something like a Pringles can that I've seen people use, or a pop can, and then you can turn it into like a storage tank on the layout.
When I was HO back in the old days, like in the 90s, I actually used toilet paper rolls for storage tanks.
Okay. Yeah.
Just wrapped
I
them
can see that.
in tin foil, you know,
Yep.
aluminum foil.
Okay.
That worked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That you know, but the rolls nowadays are a little bit thinner. It doesn't work anymore. So if I had more room to actually I've already got like cardboard, thingies, the cames. I got them somewhere. I can use them or in other things, even when I'm going out, I'm looking at every brick on every building, just so I know what they look like, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I mean, no two houses are the exact same, right? And the
Yeah.
bricks are and the way they're
Well,
made, and
like the hospital buildings in the hospital, and especially the new one they built and whatnot. And then like older buildings, like the buildings at my Ace Hardware. It's a big building.
Oh yeah.
It's the biggest Ace Hardware I've ever seen downtown there.
so whereabouts are you from?
Janesville, Wisconsin.
Ah, Wisconsin. Okay, okay.
Yeah. I've said it before. Everybody, nobody's come to rob me yet, so they'd be lucky to find me anyway.
It's so hard to remember. Like I have like the worst memory. So
Yeah.
even with people's actual names, that's why I always refer to people by their screen name.
Yeah.
I have the worst memory ever.
Well, I do too. My name is Mike. Also,
Mike.
My real name. Well, yeah, I love the train community here on YouTube.
I think it's one of the best.
Yeah. Well,
everybody's always very supportive, and if you've got a question, somebody has an answer, right?
Yeah. A lot of my building here was like, the colors and everything, and my art. I had a lot of art classes in high school.
Yep.
And that has been laying dormant for years, but it surfaced again. It helped a lot.
I agree, especially when it comes to building like the physical bench work and whatnot. Like I took 4 or 5 years of carpentry when I was in high school, but I've always been a fan of building stuff out of wood anyways. But after doing that, I feel like I can build anything now.
Well, when I got my first stimulus check, I bought a lot of stuff. But guess what? I even bought a saw. I intended to duplicate the Will and Scenics little stand kit things.
Yeah.
Make my own, right? Because they list it right on their site what you need, what's in it. So I was going to make my own, right? Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? I forgot to order wood.
Oh, geez.
So I just went with their kits, The only thing I had to do is go to Home Depot and get a piece of foam. And unfortunately, it didn't fit in the car like I thought it would. Well, the SUV.
Yeah.
If I would have had duct tape along, I would have just taped it to the roof of the car.
That's the same issue that I'm having. Like I need at least 4 or 5 4x8 sheets of plywood right now, and I've got a sedan, like a 4-door car, and there's no way that's fitting in on there.
I'm waving at the wife, the ex-wife. Hi, Carolyn. I'm on panel. She said hi. She's coming down to do laundry. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I was just messing around, and I had some older videos that I made from my rally racing days. I can't really see the wheel anymore, but it's right here. Yeah, I can't use it no more, really. But I made a few of them. I had put them on private, but I took them off. So I actually had some content. Eventually, my plan is to make a few videos of this and that on here, but I don't want to use a cell phone for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes because, like, obviously, people are interested in a lot more things than just model railroading. I mean, sure, in some cases, some can only afford to do one hobby, which is totally fine. But, like, there's other aspects to our lives that we, took part in and whatnot.
Well, in the 90s, I had way too many hobbies, like the model railroad and archery and fishing. Yeah.
Whole list. Yeah, no, I used to be like heavy into like extreme sports and stuff, snowboarding, skateboarding, and all that
Oh,
stuff
I
in
used
my
to
younger
ski
days.
also. Yeah.
But not so much. All my energy has been passed off onto my kids, so I don't really do too much moving these days.
Yeah. It's that time of year too. It's like 80 out or something like that, but the basement walls is not heated up yet.
Yeah.
Oh, and the aircon's on, so I'm cold still. So I still gotta, turn this little heater on here, one of these thingies, off and on. A little
Well,
pull-onless disc heater. It makes saving grace. But I got all the time in the world. I'm disabled, so I can still walk, but I only stand for like 20 minutes at a time working on that.
How high is it off the ground?
But I'm just guessing 37 inches.
37. Okay.
okay.
Maybe a little bit more.
So you can pull a chair up to it, eh?
No, it'd be a little bit hard to reach.
Yeah.
When I'm actually running the thing, I'm sitting in a chair, and
Yeah.
I can see it just fine. But to reach up into it and do something, I gotta stand up. I don't know how Nancy does it. Out of a wheelchair.
I've seen a layout. I can't remember. I wish I write these things down. Again, terrible memory. But I've seen layouts where basically it's on the whole, like it's not a huge layout. It's just like a 4x8, and it's on a hoist. And basically, you can raise it up high enough that you can go underneath to do the wiring, and then you can lower it if you want to do stuff on the top, or you can adjust it so it's at the right height for if you're just running the trains.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Which, I mean, you just have to get somebody to install the
Can you give
whole.
me another bag over there? Right there. Over by the masks, right there. But yeah, right there. See him? Trying to help me here. Sorry.
It's all good.
There you go. Now I gotta figure out how to get this garbage bags. I hate them. There we go. But yeah, and now I'm into I bought a super tree kit and they don't look anything like pine trees, so now you need to buy some pine trees or make some. I was gonna make some, but I couldn't get the right first filter material.
Who makes those trees? Like, what company are those?
Super trees?
Super trees. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, me reaching over stuff, I broke a couple off already. Happens, right?
It definitely does.
But I did make a few pine trees out of like British filter material and like bamboo skewers, but I made them real tall, like Yosemite type tall. Redwoods,
Yeah.
Well, I made some shorter ones now too, but the British filter that I got at Ace, it's like fiberglass. Like, not but itchy.
Bubs was making some trees a couple of weeks ago on the live there. I think you were doing the Woodland Scenics ones, right?
Oh
yeah, some of those are They're once you get a rhythm into just doing a line of trees, it's great. But if you're doing like say one at a time and then switching it around, it takes forever. I find it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got a bunch of them that came with the kit. I made a few, and then I realized I thought the glue was bad because the kit was kind of old because I bought it. All my pigment was dried up. I'll give it to them. They sent me new pigment though. At least thank them.
Oh wow!
The good customer service. But smooth it is. It's like plaster, but thinner for like making roads. You
Yeah.
can't get that tape. I don't want to call them again. The tape for that, I can't get to stick to anything. I guess I could just use little strips of wood or something. Like all kinds of what do you want to call it? Coffee stirrers and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they work great.
I've been
That's what I
using
made that
some of
little wood retaining wall out of is coffee stirrers and matchsticks. That was a lot of work.
What was I doing? I did something. What did I do? Oh yeah, the rail crossings. I was using matchsticks to make the rail crossings.
Yeah. Only problem with roads and me is the cattle track,
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
What code
build
is
it
it?
up. I don't know. It's like a regular code.
Probably
I
code
don't.
100, I think.
For N scale,
and
I don't know. I don't even know what it is in N scale.
maybe
Oh, yeah,
code.
that's right.
I know it'd be like the same code as like HO. It's not HO rail, obviously, but it'd be like the N scale version of like code 100, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever that would be.
Okay.
But and man, I don't know if you guys use Sculptable before. That stuff's great.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I used that plaster cloth. That worked great. Big mess, but it worked great. I actually used an old paint tray to dip it in, and piece at a time, and just newspaper, tape it together. But in the front part here, what I showed you, that's mostly all sculpted mold.
Oh really?
I didn't have to do anything but put it on there and then paint it.
I tend to use a little bit of everything. Like if it's a larger area, then I'll use plaster cloth. But
Yeah.
if it's smaller areas that I just need nicer landforms, then I'll use the Sculpta mold, or even just plaster, like regular wall plaster.
Yeah.
Definitely, fills in areas a lot better.
Yeah. I know some people I saw on YouTube were using like UltraCal 30, for rock casting.
Yep, yeah, the rock casting stuff.
Yeah. It works good. Well, I used when I ran out of the plaster they sent me with the kit, I bought some just plaster Paris. That worked pretty good.
Yeah.
You just gotta be careful when you mix it. Don't mix too much,
Yeah, you definitely don't want it to like soupy. It has to have a
Right.
good consistency to it.
That's what I like about sculpting molds is you can just put it in there and just keep adding water and mixing it with your hand because you got a little bit more window,
Yeah.
Although when it starts to go, it starts to go.
Yep. It dries fairly quickly too, like compared to plaster, where I'll leave plaster like 2-3 days and it's still a little soft. It's on the soft side. But as soon as that Sculpta mold dries, it's a rock.
Yeah. Well, I'm in the basement, so we got a little bit of humidity, even though I got the dehumidifier going. It was in the winter, so it's colder. So it took like 2 days for it to completely get bone dry for me.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Summer might be a different story. Yeah, it was like 50 down here. But, I made it nice, Give me a break,
it's fun to do like the stuff like that. I'm very like I do more of the artsy stuff when it comes to you know the whole layouts and stuff, like
Yeah.
building hills and doing all the scenic stuff. It's what I really enjoy doing the most.
Yeah. Well, like I was typing in chat. We went to Dollar Tree there like a week ago. I think last weekend on Sunday or Saturday, and I found. I wasn't expecting to find it, but I found red oxide craft paint for $1.
Really?
Fairly big bottle.
Huh.
So they had 2 of them, so I bought them both because I needed a brick color for the buildings.
Yeah.
I tried all different ways, and it's like, I don't like it. They got so many layers on them now. I'm worried about, it's starting to peel off now. But it just, and I also got some them little wedge sponges that women use for makeup.
Yep. Yeah, the makeup
Like
sponges.
sponge dubbing it on there. It worked out pretty good.
See, I'm pretty lazy when it comes to like painting, so I find myself using spray paint more often than I probably should.
Yeah. Well, I actually primed them first, with the gray primer from Rust-Oleum for plastic.
Oh
That
yeah.
stuff works good.
Huh.
And I built them Medusa cement before I actually got the kit, and it's like I got no room for it, so I'm going to convert it over to trucks only.
Nice.
Because it's not going to fit anywhere unless they put it right next to the bridge, and that would look kind of silly.
Sometimes you just got to make it fit. I've had to cut buildings right down the middle just to make them fit. Turn them into a background building and whatnot.
Yeah.
If you want the building bad enough, you'll make it fit.
Exactly. Well, I could just prime it and put it up over there, up by where the factory is right now.
Yeah.
We'll see. I got my eyes on a airbrush and a compressor kit too.
Oh,
eventually I'll get that. Yeah, like from Spray Gunner.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the Tootie. The root. Yeah. It's a good compressor.
It's something that I've definitely wanted to try at some point.
Yeah. More than I need, but is what it is. When I get old, my son has always wanted to paint shoes, so it would work for him. I'm not gonna live forever, I hope. Is it okay to smoke? I don't know.
I mean, I guess. I
don't know. Huh?
I don't think there's any rules against it, but.
Oh, okay. It's just a cigarette. Nothing illegal.
Nothing fun. Well, it's all legal up here.
Yeah. Well, our governor actually wants to legalize it, but other people don't want to do it.
Well, it was only a matter of time. As soon as they found out how to make money from it. So.
Right. Oh. It's gonna be one of them days. Impending rain,
Yeah, it's kind of dark cloud out there. It's been kind of not that great for the last couple of days out our way.
Yeah, it was really nice and bright yesterday, but I knew there was going to be rain today. We had the driest April that I can remember in my lifetime. So we needed the rain anyway. So.
That's true. A little bit of rain never hurts. As long as it's not snowing, I don't care.
Right. I mean, back in my skiing days, I loved snow, right?
Yeah.
Well, the prairies just got snow a couple of days ago.
Who?
That's on them.
Yeah. No, I saw that on. I saw that there, like Alberta, Saskatchewan. They actually got snow the last couple of days.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Canada weather for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen all 4 seasons in one day before, so.
The year my grandpa came over, we actually got snow in July.
Really?
No lie.
Wow.
He almost went back.
I'll say. That would make me turn around.
I mean, it was like, one of them summers, I don't remember what year it was, but it was like in the late, mid to 20s or 30s. I don't know. He's been gone a long time, so I can't ask him.
That compressor that you were talking about, Highland Husky said that that's a really good compressor. I think they might have one as well. Where did you get that one from?
I don't have it yet.
Oh, you don't have it yet?
No. The closest thing I have to a compressor is the one my father-in-law gave me.
Yeah.
It was broken, and I don't know if I fired it up again. The tank leaks, and it's been 20 years since I used it. Probably got a big hole in it now. Rust,
Yeah.
It would probably work, but I don't need a big tank air. The Tootie has the perfect size tank, and for the price that is, like $129, it's not bad.
I guess you could really just use any compressor. It's just a matter of changing the PSI, right?
Yeah. And then add an airdrop. You know what I'm talking about? The water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could have one of them. I have an old one from work sitting over here that they threw away. I scabbed it. You can never throw anything good away,
No, it's true. If it's if it helps you, right?
Yeah. Highland the city, he got his through Amazon. They have one up there on Amazon also. I noticed that. I have it on my wish list, but I'm going to order it through them because I can get the airbrush and the what do I call it? An airbrush and the compressor together for like a decent price.
Yeah.
Remember they're pretty helpful because the little I went on their site to look, and the little thing popped up. Can I help you? It's like, I'm looking for an airbrush and compressor, and my brain says to get a Tootie,
Yeah.
And she found me a kit, because there's a lot of stuff on there, So anytime I sign in, that comes up,
Yeah.
They were really helpful.
Oh,
Of course, my brain would say get a Talon, Could have the best of the best, but I know better, Can't have that all the time.
I don't know too much about airbrushing. I wish I knew more, unfortunately.
Well, I used to paint cars, so I know kind of a little bit about the bigger guns, I know quite a bit about the big ones. Nothing about airbrush. I never used one.
See, there's a skilled trade that I wish they would teach when you're in high school and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh.
I kind of missed my job. I was pretty good at paint. The last decent place that I worked, we were painting like UPS trucks and semis and cars and everything,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Making a silk purse out of a Sausier most of the time, Well, when I first started out, we were doing a lot, at a different place, obviously. When I first got started, doing a lot of rust work. I learned a lot, though. I remember
Actually, go ahead.
Guy brought a Mustang in, right? And it had a little crack. along the back quarter panel. It's like in the mud that was there.
Oh,
He
jeez.
told me to grind it. I started grinding. The whole bottom of the quarter panel fell off.
Ooh.
It was all mud over newspaper. Like,
That's no
come
good.
here and look at this. And
Yeah.
of course, they didn't speak English except for the guy that brought it in. He barely spoke English, you know. So calling him and telling him we got bad news. We got to put metal in there. You know, more than we thought. But in the end, it come out pretty good. But yeah, it's the worst thing I ever had happen.
What's that?
Having thinking you'd grind a little bit of mud out and put more in there, and then the whole thing falls apart.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. But I even have a little spot over here picked out for putting the compressor in there. I'm gonna put the compressor up on the old freezer.
Yeah.
I got a little stand already that that I repurposed for storage, and I'm gonna put the airbrush spray booth up there.
Okay.
Yeah. But that means I got to move all these other boxes out of the way. Stuff I don't know what I'm going to do with them. A bunch over there, a bunch over here. You know, I got room over there. I think I used to do leather work. You know, still got stuff piled up over there on the bench that I built back in the '90s. There's no light over there though. The little pull chain broke off. And I can't really reach over my head anymore, Yeah.
So
I
with
did put a
the
new one.
with the leather work, like, would you just repair upholstery?
No, I was actually I got dig one out here. It's behind here. I'll show you. Hang on. The behind is a red sheet or blue sheet.
Brandon, Tristan is asking if you're doing your AC 4400.
Yes, I am, Tristan. He actually just picked me up an LRC yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it came by actual train.
Oh, nice.
But this is here is like a skull one,
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But there's other ones I did with stamps. I don't know if you can see that or not. The glare. But anyway, the ones that are stamps that you just line them up and you don't roll the whole thing. You just one at a time. It takes you forever to go across the whole belt.
Okay.
Very tedious stuff, eh?
Yeah. And then, of course, this eye went blind. So that ended that.
Oh, jeez.
No depth perception makes it rough.
That's no good.
Medicine related, My blood got too thin, and it's a rare occurrence. It's called ocular occlusion. I got a blood clot in my eye, basically. It's small enough to get in there. Into that. But I can almost see out of it.
That's not fun.
But
No.
just in the Fisher Price depth perception. Remember the little things you look through?
Yeah. The viewfinder?
Yeah, the viewfinder thingy. Yeah, it looks like that a little bit. But it's off, It's nice to have some. I mean, even affects stuff I used to play a lot of games, It affects you, even that's 2D on a screen, it still affects you,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
That's why I stopped doing like rally racing online,
Huh. Hey, Justin, how's it going?
Hi. But I'm enjoying railroads. It's fun.
How long have you been doing the model railroad thing for?
Well, if you count the HO or just M scale.
We'll say in general. In general, how long have you been?
Well, my mom's boss had a train. She worked at an ice cream store, but they had that train store in the back, and a hobby shop
Yep.
/ gift shop. And then when they closed the ice cream store, there was all trains, and they had a canvas shop with their daughter also. And he got me hooked when I was 10. So quite a long time. I had quite a break there for a while when I was in my 20s, but then in the 90s, once I hit about 40, I had, like, took up 3/4 of the basement with that.
Yeah.
Wish I'd still had pictures.
Yeah, it's some of the things that you don't really think of going forward because obviously, we don't know what our future, lies. But yeah, even for myself, like I had a layout when I was super young, like 3 or 4 or 5, something like that, and yeah, I never took any pictures of it or anything, and it's those things that you wish you still had.
Yeah. Well, I had pictures taken of well, right, the old layout when I was at HO or where I'm at right now. We used to be all the way from post to post and out there, a yard.
Yeah,
And then all the way on the other side, 900 square foot house. I got that much room in the basement. Um, but that was all open in the center on the other side over there. It was like 3 foot wide and just tracks all over the place.
Huh.
And then I converted it all to DCC when that came out. I think I had the Genesis. That was a long time ago. That worked out okay. My favorite engine, though, I could not get DCC in that.
which
It
one's
was
that?
like it was one I got from it was one that actual Fairbanks made. I don't remember the number exactly, but it was like a switcher.
Yeah.
My grandpa worked at Fairbanks, so
Oh,
years.
cool.
I don't know what he did. I think he swept floors. I don't know. Not sure. But yeah, that wasn't real. You could do it, but it would have been a lot of work.
Yeah.
You could probably really do it real easily nowadays, but back then when it first came out, it was a little bit harder.
Yeah, no, definitely the hobby's evolved a lot over the years,
Yeah,
and like for me, like I was always aware of DC, and that's what I always did, and just like you said, when you're in your 20s and whatnot, and you know school and stuff like that, like doing the train thing wasn't really on my mind at the time, and then when I came back into it, when when we found out we were having my first son, because I have 2 boys now. So when
yeah,
we found out we were having a boy the first time around, I dug out my box, and I started putting like a module thing together to kind of test things out,
yeah.
and then I'm
Um,
looking at videos online because that was never a thing as well when I was younger. It was never, well, let's research this on YouTube, or let's
yeah.
Google that.
I used to have lots of magazines and books.
Yeah.
My son just turned 36, I think. It's hard to remember. I think I'm right. Um, but I used to let him run it all the time. He was like 8 or 9 then.
Yeah.
But he never got hooked on it though.
Well, Perry got his first set at 2 years old. Wow.
That's cool.
Started in 96, 76.
76.
Yeah, I graduated high school in '77, so I know all about trains. Back then.
I think it
Yeah.
was I was looking for videos on YouTube randomly, and it was actually the you guys know JL Wee 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I get a
Uh,
discount from him. you know,
so at
Midwest.
that time, he was still at his original house building that big oval, and
Yeah.
he had started that building a layout from start to finish series, and it was literally at that time.
Yeah.
And that
Um,
was the first time I heard the locomotives with sound, and I'm like, "Excuse me, they make
yeah,
sounds now?"
yeah. Well, my current locomotive is one of them Brother Limited, and I have the
Okay.
rolling. I got the Rolling Thunder, so I like the sound of it, but it's
Yeah,
kind of acting up a little bit now. Not as much as what it was. It really sounds good, but every once in a while, I don't know what's going on. Every once in a while, it'll just randomly blow the horn, and I didn't push the button. I don't know what's going on. So I think the next one I buy is going to be probably a couple Catos just to see the difference.
what DCC system do you use?
Mm, I have the Digitrack DCS 52, the Zephyr Express.
Okay, yeah,
Remember right?
yep,
It works pretty good, but I'm kind of leaning towards getting the NCE one for one reason. I can't seem to get you know reprogram the decoder properly. It'll work on 3 just fine because that's default, but
yeah,
I had the book out and did everything it said, and it just wouldn't do it.
yeah.
Uh, don't know what's going on, but I know somebody that I know just got an NCE power cab, and it works really well for her. So, I hate to spend the money, but I'm looking at that. We'll see what happens.
They
But
are
this,
really nice, and I've heard a lot of nice things about the NCE system.
yeah. Well, it's pretty easy to use, and after 2 strokes and 2 heart attacks, I need all the help I can get.
And even with like, I think besides the fact that most of like the guys around my area, like even Brandon there uses Digitrax,
Yeah,
and the club that they go to uses Digitrax, and I just like to make it easier for other people to come over and be
yeah.
able to either bring their controller, or like I've got the Digitrax uh, Y throttle, so you can connect to it with your
Oh,
cell phone.
yeah. I've watched videos on that. It's pretty neat looking. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying this one's junk or anything. It works just fine. It's just,
Hmm.
I might have done something wrong, probably. I don't know.
I mean, I have the the Super Empire Builder, which is very close to yours, and
Emperor Builder?
yeah.
That's the really nice one. This is a beginner one.
I mean, I treat it as like the Zephyr is like the beginner one, and
Yeah.
then when you get into the handheld throttles, they're the more advanced ones, right?
Okay.
But
Yeah, I guess so.
but even I've had issues. Like Brendan brought over a locomotive, and I tried to renumber it. Mind you, we're not entirely sure if it was the decoder or if it was something I did,
Right.
but he had to send it back to the company, and because it was a brand new locomotive,
Right.
and it just stopped working, and it was very strange.
Just set her down there. She just got me some more water. Thank you. Ugh.
So
Yeah, I
it
use up
happens.
water like crazy, for the train and whatnot. Coke bottles and milk jugs. Wish I had a spigot down here.
Well, it's
Well,
good
we
to stay
do,
hydrated.
but the washer's hooked to it. I'm not doing that when I need water. Uh, you know what? My next thing I gotta buy when I get paid again is clump foliage.
Clumpful.
I ran
Yeah.
out of that. Yeah, it works great. You can just go, chunks of it here and there.
What kind of like what trains do you run?
Right now I got a SD70 ACE or
Yeah.
ACE as people call it. Uh, it's a BLI. Runs pretty good.
What road?
BNSF.
Okay.
Well,
Nice.
I was locally. What are you looking for? Oh, she's over there wandering around. He's looking at the train now. You can help me paint the wall someday. What's the matter? Huh? I don't know. Okay. Hey, Dad. You can put stuff out of that pail in the garbage if you want. I'm sorry. Well, I bought a 5-gallon pail, right? And it's
Yep.
full of garbage now.
Uh-oh.
I planned on putting plaster in it, but I ended up not using it for that.
I usually end up cutting the side out of an old juice box or something like that, like a big juice container, and then I
Yeah,
just do all my plaster dipping in that and plaster cloth dipping. I just fill it with
yeah.
water and
I bought one of them big turkey pans. They're made out of aluminum foil.
oh yeah, okay,
Yeah, because I had an accident. I was casting my first thing with rocks, and I thought I had it braced good enough because you know how the molds are.
yeah,
If you got any of them, they sometimes get rocky, and I had a big spill.
uh-oh,
Well, yeah, I saved a lot of it, but because I still have the box on the 4-foot table or however long it is, I
yeah,
got the box that I cut open that came in still on there, so it ran off onto that and down on the floor, and it won't chip off. But the reason I was thinking to get Wisconsin Southern because that's where our local is. But one time we were down at the Five Points and we were stuck by the train, and I was real happy because guess what was rolling through? A BNSF.
yeah,
Yeah, a real long one too. And so
which
when I got home, I saw that. I was like, I never seen that before. So I
mhm,
started researching, and then I found on Google Maps that there's actually, because like I just typed it into Google, and it showed me there's a hub for UP and BNSF
yeah,
southeast of town. I was like, so I just started using BNSF then, because everything everywhere in Wisconsin Southern was
yeah,
gone.
yeah.
Found some, but by the time I had money, it's gone.
So I'm assuming that BNSF is your favorite road name, right?
Yeah, I like them pumpkins, as we call them.
The pumpkins.
They look
Yep.
nice.
The orange and black. Oh, that was actually going to be my follow-up question. Which paint scheme you like the best? Because they have one that's like silver and red as well, right?
I don't know.
That's the War Bonnet
So,
Santa Fe old colors.
yeah, Santa Fe, yeah.
Oh, is that Santa Fe?
Yeah,
Yeah,
BNSF is the merger of Burlington Northern and Santa Fe.
Oh,
exactly.
shows how much about American trains I know. So
Yeah, Burlington Northern looks nice too. Black and green looks good. And they have one locomotive that's painted like green and white, too. It looks kind of neat. I didn't know that until I was looking for Burlington Northern cars, and I ran into the local. I was like, oh, nice.
People have often asked me what like to run like some American trains, and like I've often thought, I'm like, well, if I was to get something from the U.S., I'd probably get Norfolk Southern. Just
Yeah.
the black and white. I'm very simple like that, but
Yeah, I kind of like Norfolk Southern too. They look nice, especially that little horse one. It's got-
yeah. And
yeah,
the nose striping and the way it comes around to the
yeah. If I hadn't
Oh,
found that or hadn't saw that being it's rolling through town, I probably would have got Norfolk Southern. But that's just you got to run what you can get, right?
yeah. What about manufacturer wise? Did you have a favorite
uh,
manufacturer?
I don't have one yet, but I've heard Kato is real a smooth runner, and their mechanism is almost bulletproof.
Yeah, even in HO, like the Kato drive systems are really nice.
Yeah, I because I bought the Rolling Thunder before I had wood. I, uh, I actually got the BNS or BLI in Broadway Limited.
Yep.
And it runs good.
cool.
But I also have a SD40-2, and
I'll
I
just
can
be
get
right
that
back for a
thing
quick
to
second.
run.
Okay.
I can't get that thing to run right. It used to. But recently I added, I don't know if you know about it, that no ox IDA special something. It's like grease, but it's not really grease. You just put a little bit on your finger and run it everywhere on your track. It's microscopically thin. That stuff is really good.
I haven't personally heard of that stuff,
Well,
but it sounds like
Ron,
it could be promising.
Ron from Ron's Trains and Things.
Yep.
Yeah, he was talking about it. That you'll never have to clean the track again, and I
Really?
agree. Yeah, I
Huh.
agree. You get it all nice and get rid of all the scratches. And I even burnished my track with a stainless washer. It's got to
Yeah.
be stainless. Yeah, but um, and it also helps check for rough spots too. Also, and once I did that, then I made sure everything was like copacetic, with everything else, and then I put that stuff on the rails. Like, oh man, I haven't had to reapply it
That
because
good,
I got tunnels, and I don't want to have to clean inside there.
huh?
you know, there's
Yeah,
opening access holes, but yeah, I had a derailment in there once. I spent hours getting all the cars out, and then I
oh,
realized I'm short a car.
uh-oh.
I found it. I found it. It fell off the track into a pocket that I didn't remember it was there.
That's
But
one of those worries that I would have with having like an excessive tunnel is, reach, you know.
yeah, well, not like a quarter of the layout in a tunnel.
Yeah.
But I got a piece of foam that I had left over as a pusher, just in case.
And I know that Woodland Scenics even has it's like a bright boy on the end of a stick.
I got one of
Yeah, do they work well?
those. Yeah, for me they did.
Yeah.
Works great. Just follow the directions.
Yeah.
If you've never done it, they got the rough one. The one
I'm back.
there's one that has it's like a little bit more absorbent. They got the special cleaner you put on there,
Yep.
and you use that first, then you work your way up.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it works good. I
Yeah,
tend
you
not to
need
use
one.
the rod because I can reach everything, but it works good on the bridge to have that long rod, to get in the bridge.
Yeah.
My hands ain't gonna fit in the bridge,
Well, I've got one that's the bridge is just over 3 feet long. So
Oh boy, yeah.
yeah,
I think I remember seeing that on one of your videos.
yeah, they're like it's 3 smaller bridges, but it makes up to be over 3 feet.
Yeah. I plan on I have 2 bridges that I bought. I don't know why because I only needed one. I
We always
think
buy more than what we're supposed to.
I was
I'm
gonna
guilty
put
of
one
that.
over there under, you know, and then after I built the darn thing, I realized it's in a tunnel. No,
Brendan, are you done that locomotive yet, or what?
No, I had to step away for a quick second there, but it's coming along.
I have found that I finally got some actual automotive tape.
Yeah.
Works because I'm used to it. I like it better than that blue home painter's tape,
Yeah.
especially for what I use it for.
I've tried a couple of different ones. Have you ever heard of the brand Frog? It's like frog tape.
Yes, I've heard of it. I've never actually used it. I heard
It
it's pretty good.
it's okay. It's not amazing, but it has that. It's almost like it's not wet, but it has a wet seal along the edge, so that
Oh,
it's supposed to
nothing
prevent. Yeah,
bleeds. You don't want to
yeah.
bleed. Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's a couple of different ones under that brand.
As far as automotive tape goes, I would recommend either Norton. It's been a while since I actually worked in a body shop, 2003, but either Norton or 3M. 3M, the green stuff is my
Yeah.
preferred, but I know there's other stuff. But she had some like 2-inch. It was real old. I don't know when she got it, but couldn't even get it on off the roll. It was that old. Just kept shredding. And then I
Yeah.
got to a spot where it actually come off a little bit, so I used it to, the paper wads, under all the plaster cloth. I use
Yep.
it to, hold that together.
The fluffy cloud method.
Yeah, the pillows, yeah.
The pillows. Yeah.
And then I got some packing material that came with that brown paper. That stuff works really good. I wish I would have had more of that.
Yeah. That stuff seems a little bit more dense. Like it
Yeah.
would hold shape a bit more.
Yeah, the whole front part of the layout here is actually the brown paper.
Huh.
So it's basically brown. The front part here is the brown paper. I didn't even have to tape that, and then some plaster cloth, and then just sculpt them all over the top of it.
I've wanted to
And
try that shaper sheet that Woodland Scenics has, but I'm worried about stuff like that because I mean they do their little commercials and whatnot and their ads, and it looks very straightforward. But my problem is I'm probably going to get it, and it's going to not turn out like it does in the
yeah,
commercial they do.
I know Nancy used that on her layout, and
Did
she's
she?
in a wheelchair. Yeah, you have her channel.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you look through her stuff. I don't know if she has a video on it, but I know she used it to make her mountain in the back and on the side. And she's a little bit limited to what she can do because of the wheelchair, but it turned out looking okay.
Huh.
But yeah, I've heard people say they can't get the stuff peeled off like they wanted, and
Yeah.
though.
I mean, like I guess my cheaper alternative is okay. With the cardboard strips, it's just a pain having to do it all. So
Eminem, I'll turn 62 on Tuesday. Yeah, I've seen
Mark
it.
is watching.
Yeah, 49 maybe. Yeah, thank you. I feel like I'm 90 because everything else, fibromyalgia, blah blah blah. It's like 10:30.
Oh, where you are, it's 11:30 for us.
Yeah, I'm at Central Time. I'm in Wisconsin, so a little bit east of me, there's the line. But yeah, I'm gonna stand up and go make a smoky treat quick. Just one or two. But yeah, I got a couple buildings. I painted the top little ridge on them purple just for Nancy because I know she likes purple.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ow, my knee. Oh yeah. Just random shooting pains. Getting old. Nothing serious. Actually, it was like 5 years ago now. I actually fell down the basement stairs and didn't get hurt at all.
Oh no.
How? I don't know. And then I was walking down the stairs with a light bulb in my hand too, and it's still unbroken. Then I stood up to put it in, fell down again, right on top of the light bulb, and they get cut. I have a guardian angel. I swear. How do you fall on a light bulb and not get cut?
I've been there once or twice.
Oh yeah, my mom used to work at a place where they had like detonators. She was a solderer there.
Oh geez.
And at the end, but she used to work on a line. They had a detonator go off, and all every fluorescent light in the place broke.
Yeah.
Well, when the fire department came because of the explosion,
Yeah.
they made the company was going to make them all go back to work, and the department said, everybody goes home and takes a shower. That stuff's toxic.
Yeah. Oh geez.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how toxic, but it is. And every bulb in the place was broke, so my mom couldn't hear out of one of her ears after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when she transferred to a different plant, she was like repairing, messed up stuff off the wave solder. And, they hated to lose her, when she became disabled. She had back problem. But yeah, she was a pretty good solderer.
I find that with soldering, it's one of those things where either you have it or you don't.
Well, besides being a body man, I was a welder for like 9 years, so I
Yeah.
picked it up pretty quick.
Which welding did you do? Like MIG or TIG or just
MIG, that's
Yeah.
wire feed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I had never did much stick welding, but I went and took the test down at Fairbanks when they had a big hiring spree, for a while.
Yeah.
I almost passed, and I never stick welded before. One little tiny air bubble, and never done it before. Well, I did it once for my boss years ago, but his dad gave him a Nyrod. That's pretty easy to weld. Nyrod, nickel, silver, or nickel for cast iron and stuff.
Yeah.
Where he had it was like a stainless steel fork tine. His dad worked at GM, so he got they were starting to throw them away. And he made these little call them pucks. They're round out of the tine. And then we welded an axle to it, for pounding, And he did weld that, and he tried it, and it's like, and he kept saying, turn the heat down. And I'm like, he said, here, you try it. I turn the heat up. Just keep turning the heat up. And after I was done, he looked at it. He goes, "Holy shit, that looks beautiful." They had to get it blown, you know.
Yeah. I did a bit of welding when I was in high school as well. It was okay, but I wish I had, did a bit more.
Yeah. I remember I got pretty good at gas welding, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember the first guy that I worked for, he kind of, I don't know. He tried to teach me. He said, no, he pointed something, say, fix it, and then he'd leave, you know, to the
Yeah.
bar. He went to the bar, you know. Well, he actually talked himself out of a job. I mean, this is after I didn't work for the one guy anymore. And he lived right by his place, you know. It'd been good. And then he started bad mouthing me. Well, that guy, I don't work for him anymore, but he liked me a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Even when I went to Texas, I still got like really good review, you know. They call him and say, I never had that good of a review from anybody, especially since you don't work there no more, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, he liked the way I painted, you know. But, you know, he was his way or the highway, you know, and I just, you know, he was a good guy. He meant well. He didn't actually fire me. I just had enough, you know. Time to move on, right? Then that one guy, you know, where I painted semis and stuff, we had two shops and both on the same property, but one was the back shop and then the front shop, you know.
Yeah.
But I went to school with him, you know. So as soon as he seen me, he hired me, you know, as long as I knew how to paint, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, after about a week, he's like, "Holy mackerel, where'd you learn how to paint?" You know. Well, I said, "I've learned how to paint all over the place," and you know, I actually worked for like what's it, Gilman Manufacturing. We painted stuff for all kinds of like GM plant, Ford plant, everywhere.
Oh, nice.
Electrical cabinets. They made stuff for them places, you know.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of work. Oh, it's temporary. I knew that when I got hired, you know.
Yeah.
But having that, whatever, I think we were getting like $12 an hour versus nothing was great, you know, because we had our own shop at that point. And it's like,
Yeah. How long ago was that?
oh, is it mid-80s?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, even for
Long
then, I mean, $12 an hour, $14 an hour. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, the most I ever got at the body shop was like 15 because insurance companies, you know, that's all
Yeah.
they would allow, you know. No, I take that back. It was 14. But we, you know, and that was at the semi place because, well, we painted a lot of different things there, but we got a huge contract painting these Isuzu cabs. There was like 1,200 of them. And they couldn't do them all at their shop, so they sent them to us, right? So he had the gophers, you know, that's what I call them. Other people take them apart, mask them off, then I'd paint them. Or and he would paint them too sometimes. We'd do 6 of them a day. We had them all done and paid for the whole back shop in one summer.
Holy, really?
Yeah,
Huh.
that worked out good. And I don't know if you've ever seen ABC supply trucks running around up there, but you know, the red, white, and blue trucks, they haul roofing and stuff around. Some of them I painted, maybe, you know. We had fun with them. We did them in base coat, clear coat, whereas the other shop did them in single stage, right?
Yeah.
So ours stayed shining way longer. And we got them done quicker.
Yeah.
But like, let's say the UPS trucks and certain semis had to be like zero, like Amaron 5000, I think. A little bit different painting that stuff.
Yeah.
There's a trick to it. You heat the paint up, not with a hot plate. Just put it in hot water.
Really?
Yeah, it just makes it like flow like glass.
Huh.
Well, it even says in the directions, but nobody reads directions,
Well, naturally.
Yeah. We had we already were using it. The DuPont guy was there. He goes, "Man, how do you get this lace so flat?" I go, "I read the directions." Yeah. Well, if it was summer, we just put it in the sun for a little, crack the lid and just put it out in the sun.
Yeah.
And let the sun heat it up, Providing it wasn't raining, obviously,
Yeah.
But man, we had like gallons of that stuff, hundreds of gallons. One guy he just recently hired tried to walk off with a gallon of it, and then when he showed up, because that's not a car you can buy this anywhere, right?
Yeah.
He showed up, his motorcycle was that brown. He's like, "You're fired." I said, "What do you mean?" Well, your motorcycle. That's why.
Yeah.
You can't buy that paint anywhere. We know you took it, dude.
Huh.
If he would have just asked, he could have had any color on the shelf or nothing.
Yeah.
Not that color, obviously, but because we had, he had S10 that's like, we had to do a lot of work to it, and I ended up buying it, but we painted that in Amaron and everything else. I bought it for my son. It was a good little truck.
Yeah.
Especially since I knew the paint wasn't going to fly off it,
I think the most fascinating job I've ever had was like 2 weeks out of high school. Found an ad in a newspaper, and I'm like, well, I've never done that before, but they're hiring, so might as well, right? Just needed work, and I ended up working there for about three to 4 years, and I actually did chrome plating. Now it was industrial chrome plating, not like the fancy shiny stuff. This is more whatchamacallit. But yeah, it was a landing gear for M16 fighter jets.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it doesn't look anything like it, but
yeah. What am I? I know what unpolished chrome looks like, just like flat silver,
Yeah, yeah.
But like one of the friends of the glass shop people next door to the body shop we had for a while.
Yeah.
He actually owned a plating company. His dad started it years ago, and then they built a new plant while eventually the EPA shut them down for stuff the dad did years ago that was totally legal then, but not now. Everything's a super fun state now,
Yeah.
But, if we need anything, he'd do it for us. But for bumpers and stuff, we sent it to some outfit in Iowa. They specialize in bumpers, triple chrome plating,
Yeah.
Where they did copper and then nickel and then chrome. That's how you got that really good look.
Yeah, I never really touched any of the nickel plating stuff personally.
Yeah.
But I mean, just the science of it and being able to do it, I felt like was really, really neat.
Yeah.
And they had to tool their own casings to dip it in the chromic acid, and you get that stuff on you, and it never comes off.
right?
And I'm sure that I have long-term breathing issues from that working in that place so long.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
But I think the thing that got me the most was a hot day here in Canada. I mean, you're looking at what, like 35 to 40 degrees, and then you're inside a warehouse setting over these tanks of boiling chromic acid. You don't have to do a single thing. You lean over that tank and you're dripping sweat.
Yeah.
You know, like it was ridiculous. And you know, you'd get about 15 minutes of work in, you go take a half-hour break, you know. That's about it. That's all you can do.
The first year I got hired as a welder, it started in April, and it was like 100 degrees every day all summer.
Yeah.
I swear to God. Yeah, it seemed like it anyway. I had to actually, my leathers, my leather sleeves,
Yep.
I take them home every night and put them in the dryer. Otherwise they'd be wet and moldy,
Oh, jeez.
And that was at night. We were working nights then,
Oh, really?
boy.
Oh, yeah. So I guess the humidity it did a number on you. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was hot and humid. And then, I remember, moving to Texas for about 5 months. And I was always in the habit of wearing one of them Tyvek paint suits,
Yeah.
I had a really nice one from Sada that I had. And man, after 10 o'clock in Texas, the second sun comes out, basically. It was like 100 degrees. And after I left at the end of June, right? After I left, it got 120 in the shade.
Oh,
yeah. So, but yeah, I found a really nice guy to work for down there at first until he ran out of work.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
The last thing I painted there was his own vat,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
And I don't know how if you've ever done this before, but after you base it, then you clear it, and you wet sand it again, and then clear it again.
Yeah.
I did that for him. I brought it up to him, and he says, "Yeah, let's do that. I'll pay you for it." So I did that, and he goes, "Man, that makes a huge difference." Said, yeah, I know. I did a 66 Charger. It was an actual show car.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, it was supposed to be. Don't know if it ever got to that point. Never saw it finished, but I had it all. I spent 2 weeks buffing it and wet sanding it. It was for a concrete guy that we knew. But yeah, we painted in black cherry. I swear that thing was black.
Black cherry.
Yeah, it was a Chrysler color.
Oh yeah, okay.
But it wasn't that year. 66 didn't have black cherry, but it was a Chrysler color, but it was from years later. But oh man, it was really nice. Of course, black being cherry. A darker color like that, you had to not have a swirl on it,
Yeah, true. It just ruins the whole thing. It sticks out.
Yeah. Well, it's just like black paint. I personally, I could not go to a car show, myself, Went one time with my buddy because he had he's a Camaro nut, right? And he wanted help. He was going to buy it was a swap meet car show.
Yep.
And he had his eye on he had a 67, but he was going to put a 69 hood on it, right? Well, yeah, we carried that across the fairgrounds in a windstorm. That was fun. With my truck. Hauled it home. All we had to do was a couple modifications with the bolt, cut a little slot out with a thingy-bob, grinder of some type, whiz wheel. I called it a whiz wheel. It was basically a muffler cutoff tool, but it's one of the things on it. Yeah.
I think I'm missing a part.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I think this happens like at least once a week.
Yeah. It's there. It's just somewhere there.
Somewhere.
Yeah. I tend to put everything in like boxes, to keep them organized. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, it's still in the original box that it came in. Well, the lid, anyways. But yeah,
Yeah.
it makes it easy for like if I'm half done something, I know where all the parts are for that specific thing. So,
That's a Walters kit, right?
yes, sir.
How's the directions on that one?
So the instructions for this kit are terrible.
Okay. They usually are.
Um, yeah, I've had
Learn
like
that from
I
like
get zero
keys.
direction.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh.
Basically, stare at it long enough, it'll put itself together.
I mean, this is like I wouldn't say it's a beginner kit.
No.
Like I consider the beginner kits are like a building where you have 4 walls and a roof, and then like you add your windows and doors. That's
Yeah.
that's pretty straightforward. But this here where it's saying, okay, so you need 3 of these and 3 of these, and you got to connect these 2 pipes together, but it doesn't tell you which angle to put each pipe at, so you kind of have to fit it. Like, for example,
Yeah.
this section that I'm working with here, so this here, I had to sit this pipe in here and connect it to this pre-painted one, like it goes in that hole there, but yeah, it doesn't tell you what angle to put it at, so I just kind of have to sit it here, glue it in place, and hope for the best.
Yeah. Typical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching Heath, Humanity, right? You seen
Yep.
him.
Oh
I
yeah.
seen you in there, yeah, the directions are always bad. No, it's never been good. Just but the kits are pretty decent.
I'm like I think that they're like my favorite. Like even the plastic that they use, because I've done a couple of different kits from a couple of different companies at least,
Yeah.
and I find that depending on the plastic they use, like those what are they MDM kits? I hate that plastic. It's terrible. It doesn't
Oh,
glue.
trying to think of it. I used them. I got the kit for the buildings for this kit, for
Yeah,
the
because
layout.
I think MDM is by Woodland Scenics or something.
No, they're affiliated. They're not actually by them. Well, I got the thing right here. I have to look. DPM.
DPM. Oh yeah, MDM. Why was I saying MDM? Well,
I don't know. Initials, just
yeah.
Oh,
I had to actually look at the box to remember. It's like sitting right here. This box right there. And them little castings they give you?
Yeah.
I was like filing on one of those little propane tanks.
Yep.
Popped out of my fingers. I
Oh,
don't have any feeling right now because, issues from chemo.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm getting it back now. Fingernails are almost growing out all the way, but anyway, I dropped it, and a week later I found it. I spent like 2 hours looking for it, never found it. And one day I'm just sitting here, I was like, there it is.
As long as you found it, that's the important part, right?
Yeah. So I put
exactly.
them all in the baggie, and I'm never going to touch them again.
Now, Brandon, Tristan was saying that CP 7020 on 113 and BNSF unit rumored on 112 and CMQ 9017 came by 2 nights ago.
Well, apparently 7020 was on the westbound this morning at 6:30 into the falls.
Huh.
One of the veteran units.
Well, they're really nice. Have you had a chance to see any of the veteran units down your way?
Me?
No, I know you have. Mike.
No. I want to get one, though. Just because. I'm not a vet. It's the Forrest Gump hat, but as you may have noticed, It says right on the back.
Oh, yeah.
When I was at the hospital, I had a vet ask me, "Thank you for your service." He said, and it's like, I am not a vet. It's a Forrest Gump hat. I'm not gonna steal valor. You thank me for that. But I tried to go in the Navy, but then I had back problems. You know how that works out, right?
Yeah.
But they wanted to keep me somehow because I was a good bell polisher and floors, polisher. Those little. I was the only guy in 20 years that actually figured out how to get the pad for the bumper was like wedged down there real tight. Well, I found a little screwdriver and I wedged it in there and I got it off. Put a new one on. And the captain called me in his office afterwards because everything he looked at on his inspection tour,
Yeah.
it seemed like I did it. This was a transit personnel unit. I was on my way out, right?
Yeah.
And he called me in and he goes, "We got to keep you. You're the kind of guy we need. We need like 100 million guys like you, because a lot of them guys they don't care. Had I known that I wasn't getting paid for any of that, I wouldn't have done nothing."
That happens.
Mm-hmm.
I have no general direction here and how to do this.
Yeah.
This has to be.
I had like what was it? Like a propane tank facility.
Yep.
When I was in HO scale, I never did put all the piping on it because, like, where's this go?
The one that you're talking about, is that the one that has the 3 tall tanks to it?
I
Is that a
can't remember for
refinery?
sure. Not a refinery. It was a propane facility of some type. It was like 3 long tanks, a little Quonset hut building, and some other stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, because I was
Yeah.
gonna say if it's the one that because I did this other one that it has 3 tall tanks, and each tank has a little walkway on it, actually multiple walkways, and then ladders going to all the walkways,
I
and
remember watching you build that.
that it's so odd because it's a half plastic kit, and then all these railings are brass, and
Oh,
trying
wow.
to connect brass to plastic, I had a heck of a time.
You have one choice. Super glue.
Brass or photo etch?
Good question. It was brass in color, so is it safe to assume it was brass or no?
Sounds like it was actually photo etch metal.
Probably right.
Probably.
I bought some cylindrical hoppers from a company, and they're really beautiful. But I can't get them to work on my layout at all because they're wobbly. And if I even touch them wrong, the photo etch walkways on 'em pop off, and I have to glue them back down. They're beautiful, and I want to run them, but
Sounds like intermountain.
I think you're right.
If you're talking cylindrical hoppers, I think Intermountain's the only one who's done them in N scale.
Yeah, I think that's what they were. I still have them. They wobble and they tip over. The whole thing goes over. They're beautiful. Well, I just can't get the. I suppose I could doctor them up with a pair of pliers and squeeze the little things to hold the trucks on, whatever they're called. They don't excuse anymore. These little plastic things you poke in there. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I do. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, I know, Microtrains, you can buy a whole different slew of different ones for different things, and just buy a whole bunch, right? Because, for replacing things. Eventually, that's what I'll do.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and they were all Canadian cars too, the ones with the wheat on them and whatnot,
Ooh.
Yeah, they're nice stuff.
Those are my favorite ones.
Yeah. And then I bought a bunch of for another company, it was like I wanted coal cars. I'm trying to think of what the name was. Uh Fox Valley. I got them all taken apart right now too. And I didn't realize that when I bought them, they were static couplers, right? Well, my eye and my fingers, I couldn't get none of them to join up because they don't move. They swivel back and forth, but they don't move. So they're sitting over there in a box. I'm going to drill them out. Eventually, it took me a half hour to drill one hole. I bought one of them little, it was a one from Amazon. I found it has collets so I can drill them out, and then tab them. I guess I could just get the ones that are already made and just super glue them on, but Yes, Shane, I've been told that. I do sound like John Goodman, especially on here.
I hear it now. Now that you mention it. Now it's
like
all in here.
years ago when I was doing my racing with my buddies on a wheel here online, on that I don't remember what it's called, but on that outfit that we were talking on, I sounded like Tommy John. And we actually had a guy, one of the other guys could do Arnold Schwarzenegger pretty good. And he's been doing him since he was a kid, right? So we actually had a Russian guy actually thinking that I was Tommy Chong and I was really Arnold. I was like, oh boy. We had him cracking up laughing by the time he left. He started out just being a crasher, but it was pretty cool. I miss those days. I was talking to one of my friends on Steam the other night, and like a month ago, and he don't hardly race at all anymore either. He's getting old. He's drywalls, and he can't keep up with the new guys, But he, a couple of them, we lost touch with completely. I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, my wife likes that show too, The Connors. She hates my voice, so she's actually my ex-wife, by the way. I am still here or be homeless, right?
Oh, she's nice. We'll let you stay.
Yeah. Well, I was at my mom's for a while, and then she passed away, and then my brother took off to Colorado and just left me sitting there. I think we're Pac, man. Yeah. I just recently saw that again. I couldn't stop laughing. Up in Smoke and Nice Dreams. Man, when he gets locked up in the nut house and he's got that thing on and he's like scooting across the floor. It's like, oh. What is that you got? The bottles there. That's super glue?
What, the bottles in the left corner?
Yeah.
That's actually Insta-Set.
Okay.
So you put the glue on and then you spray it.
Yeah, I wanted to get some of that. It's like from, I forget the brand, but it's the right out of it. Yeah, I ended up wandering through. I was wandering through Walgreens one day, and I just happened to wander in the aisle. They had super glue in it. It's like, oh, I need some of that. I picked that up and threw it in the cart. You never know. And it being Gorilla super glue, it works pretty good.
That stuff does work really well, yeah.
Yeah. I want to try some of their white glue too, but I got the Elmer's right now. Glue all, you know.
Well, Mr. Eminem Rails swears by it.
What? White glue? Or
Elmer's glue all.
Gorilla.
Elmer's glue all. He's been using that quite a bit.
Now, is he saying that it works or that it tastes good? Because with Mark, I never know.
Oh, after we're done, you get done talking, I'll tell you a story when I was in school.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you know, had one of them big bottles, you know, of school glue.
Yeah.
And I'm squeezing it, making squishy sounds. And the teacher was mad. And she goes, "Put that away." So I put it away like I was told. And then I stuck it back out, and I'm squeezing it and squeezing it, and the lid popped off. And the entire bottle flew out onto my head. I was like in I forget what grade, like fourth maybe. And I was just screaming in tears because, you know, it's on your head. What are you gonna do then, you know? So they got me all. I don't remember what they did. I think they washed my hair out.
I find it would be a normal reaction for somebody to have.
Well, back then we used to, like, you know, put it on our hands and let it dry, right? And then peel it off like dead skin, you know.
Been there. Yeah.
Well, I got her done. She's officially done.
Is she done?
Cool.
Yeah, that AC 44 9523, she's done.
Now, like, I got a question. You guys do any weathering?
Yes.
I dabble.
What's your favorite powder?
Villaggio.
Huh?
Villaggio.
I never heard of it.
Really? It's one of the biggest brands out there.
I have heard of Monroe Models and Bragnon, you know. But I found some at a train show years ago. I don't remember the brand. It was either Bragnon or one of them because the containers look similar, you know. And one of the guys in the next week or the next day, I weathered some cars. He's like, I think you're a rivet counter. It's like, dude, no. This stuff right here. Go talk to that guy and get some. He ran right over there and bought all he had. All I had to do was a toothbrush. That's all I used. A soft toothbrush. And it looked like I weathered my hoppers, you know.
I use a Q-tip sometimes, but I use chalks. I don't really use the powders.
Yeah. Well, this stuff you really didn't have to. It had some kind of adhesive built right into it, and then once you scrubbed it with the toothbrush, it stayed there. But I've seen people use the pan pastels and chalk and all kinds of stuff on here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Or just paint, right? Like can airbrush some of it on there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust myself to do that, but
there's one guy I watch on here. Man, it's amazing watching him do stuff with an airbrush and you know, I can't think of his name right offhand, but it's layers upon layers upon layers. He used to work in the film industry, so he knows what he's doing, you know. Some kind of diorama, dude. I don't know. It's really cool watching, you know. And one of the buildings he did, I actually knew a building that was that color locally here. It's like, oh man, that brings back old memories. Not the same type of building with the same color though.
Oh.
What's wrong, Chris?
I'm just, this is one of those things where it's like, I'm looking at the picture and I'm looking at the thing here, and it's like yeah, it's working, but I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, put it together, have it hold, and still be able to paint it.
Or move it, for that matter.
Yeah, like this thing is being weird. So
yeah, that's the perils of some kids,
I mean, I'm sure it'll be okay, but at the same time, it's like, why? Why is this more difficult than it needs to be?
Yep.
Yeah. I got some really with the them opposable tweezer things. You open them and then they lock down again.
Yeah, the what are they called? The pinching tweezers, like reverse tweezers.
Yeah. Got a set of those with the Super Tree kit. I use them more for other things than I did Super Trees. Kind of nice to have. It saved me buying more. Best thing I ever bought though was the sprue cutters thingies. Yeah, I got the Xuron ones. They're good.
Yeah, can't say no to sprue cutters. They're an amazing piece of kit.
Yeah. Well, and then I told her I needed some fingernail files. After that, just lately saying it with the fingernail files. So she handed me a whole pile of them. And it's like, cool. And then the other day I said I need more. Because I wore the grit right off them. Especially the black ones,
Yeah.
the coarser ones. But next time we end up going to like Walgreens or somewhere, I'll buy more.
Oh, I didn't even notice that it was 12:15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we usually go until 12. So we'll wrap this up, and next week we'll be back again, and I'll do a different kit because this one's making me stress out.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for having me up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's always open, so everyone's always welcome to join. So
if I'm awake, I'll try to join next time.
Sounds good. We'll be here.
Okay.
Thanks for joining, by the way.
Yeah.
Take care.
It's fun talking. I got some good advice. Yeah, it's fun watching you guys do stuff.
Perry says, "Hey Chris, send me a link for SteamYard when you get a minute." Oh, sorry, Perry, I wasn't paying attention. Well, we'll get Perry up here real quick then, and then.
All right.
Here, Perry. Perry, the link is right there in the chat. If you want to jump up real quick here, because we're gonna wrap up, but you've been sitting there for the last 2 hours, and now you want to join. Perry, come on.
Is he coming in?
I have no idea. I'll give him 2 minutes. We'll go to a quarter after, and then.
Okay.
Locos are looking fresh there.
Yeah, I can't wait to have these pulling on the layout. But they are all done. All 3 of them are ready to go. They just now got to be dialed in.
Because it feels good to accomplish things and finish things like that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Good. This thing. This thing's gonna drive me insane. I haven't fully decided yet what kit I'm gonna do next week, but I have a pretty good idea. Because I want to keep it simple. And want to do like, you know, a kit that's gonna take a couple of shows to do, right? Like, so I'll probably do one for the month of June. There we go, and then one for the month of July, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
Okay, no Perry. No Perry. I don't see him anywhere here. So next week, Perry. Next week, you're welcome to join us. And yeah, I guess you'll have more time to plan it out. But thanks, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you very much, Bubs, for joining us again. And,
Anytime.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah. You guys take it easy. Have a good one.